Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1982 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Baltimore Orioles and the Detroit Tigers at Tiger Stadium. Pitching for the Orioles today is Scott McGregor, whose record is 2-5 with a 5.08 ERA. And on the mound for the Tigers today is Dave Rozema, whose record is 10-4 with a 3.22 ERA. Well, I hope you got a chance to watch yesterday's game. I don't know if it's the best game of the year because there wasn't a ton on the line, but we did score 6 unanswered runs in the last 5 innings and came back to beat the Orioles. It really didn't start until I started doing shots of whiskey while we were recording, and then all of a sudden we became unstoppable. And I made really great decisions as a manager. So, I think maybe I need to do a couple shots before each game. I guess maybe if we get behind early, that might be the only way that we can come back. So we've won the first 2 games against the Orioles and 3 in a row against some of our most fiercest opponents. We have 2 more games this series against Baltimore. Then the Royals come to town. I was doing a little advanced reconnaissance on the Royals. The Royals have only played 1 series versus the American League East, and that was against the Yankees, and they were swept 4 games by New York. So I look at these standings here today, and only 4 teams are above 500. I don't understand math. Is that possible? There's only 4 teams that are elite in the American League. And by elite, I mean with, a better than 500 record. And everybody else is 500 and below. So that seems like a statistical anomaly, but California's lost 10 in a row. That's insane. They've dropped below 500. So it's just a weird thing I noticed. I thought I'd point that out. Let's go ahead and get started with today's game. As always, I appreciate everyone following along. Like and or subscribe. I appreciate that if you do that for me. Tom Hume, not available. Tom Hume was really a major candidate for the player of the game yesterday. He went 2 2/3 innings, gave up 2 hits. The starter, Jack Morris, was horrible. He went 3 1/3 and easily his worst start of the season. And yet we were able to hang in there thanks to our bullpen. As Dave Rucker got his 7th win, he's 7-5 with 13 saves in relief. Kind of miraculous. So we have Rosie on the mound. The current Orioles lineup is batting .274 against him. Looks like they have 1 change to their lineup. And Scott McGregor, who is a lefty, facing the Tigers today. So we have our lineup in there versus lefties. The only difference is we have a Trammell given the day off today because he's listed as tired. So Mark Wagner's in there. And that's kind of tough because Trammell does bat .320 versus left-handers this season. So we need that offense, but we're going to give them a break. We've already won the first 2 games of the series, so we're going to go with some of our backups today. And we're going to keep Greg Brock in there at first base, which is something we don't normally do. We don't normally let Brock, who is a lefty, play against a lefty. Here is the lineup rundown for the Baltimore Orioles today. Batting leadoff in center field is Omar Moreno. Batting second and DHing is Alan Bannister. Batting third at third base is John Castino. Batting cleanup in left field is Greg Luzinski. Batting fifth at shortstop is Robin Yount. Batting sixth in right field is Ken Singleton. Batting seventh at second base is Len Cicada. Batting eighth and catching is Ray Smith. And moving over to first base today, batting ninth is Wayne Krenchicki. So a little bit of a defensive change for the Orioles. We'll take a longer look at that momentarily. Let's look at Dave Rozema. Dave Rozema making his 21st start, 10-4. That 3.22 ERA, we like that a lot. Opponents are batting .248 against him. He has one complete game. He did finally get his 10th win of the season in his third attempt. Morris still stuck after what will be his sixth attempt in his next start. Baltimore, yes. So he's pitched against them 3 times this season. Took a loss in a complete game, giving up 2 runs in 8 innings. And then 2 other starts, a win and a no decision. So he's got a little bit of everything going on. Looks like they hit him pretty well, though. 9 hits, 8 hits, and the other game was 5 hits. So, okay, so we're going to see if Dave Rozema can keep our winning streak going. Tomorrow we have, right there, we have Dan Petrie making his first start of the year. I hate to look ahead, but I'm looking forward to that game just simply to see whether or not he's capable of getting some outs and not walking anybody. There's our defensive alignment for today with Guy Sularz at third and Mark Wagner at short. Omar Moreno leading off. This is, see, like it's not showing any plate appearances against Rozema. We know that's not true. He's already had 3 starts this season, so I think the game might be glitching in that way. As Moreno strikes out, that might be a glitch too, because Moreno's been impossible to get out, and Rosie doesn't strike out anybody. So 1 down. Here is Alan Bannister, who had 4 RBI, 2 doubles, 4 RBI yesterday. He was the hitting guru for the Orioles, and really gave them the chance to get the win, but we came back thanks to my whiskey drinking. 2 down. Here's John Castino batting third in the lineup today, and he flies out to right field. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Here is the Tigers lineup rundown for today's game. Batting leadoff in center field is Eddie Miller. Batting second in left field is Rickey Henderson. Batting third and DHing is Mickey Hatcher. Batting cleanup and catching is Lance Parrish. Batting fifth at second base is Sweet Lou Whitaker. Batting sixth in right field is Kevin Bass. Batting seventh at first base is Greg Brock. Batting eighth at third base is Guy Sularz. And batting ninth, playing shortstop, is Mark Wagner. Scott McGregor on the mound, getting a solid opportunity to start with all the injuries to the staff. This is his 12th start. He's 2-5 with a 5.08 ERA. Opponents are batting .296 against him, 99 hits and 79 2/3 innings. Doesn't walk many, that's impressive. He's given up 10 home runs, though. He has 1 complete game shutout. His fastball tops out around 89 miles an hour, and his out pitch is a slow curve. His fastball is below average, as well as a changeup mixed in there. Scott McGregor was the Cy Young Award winner in 1981 in real life. Not so hot, as he was only a reliever in 81 in this game. Okay, I don't think he's pitched against Detroit this year, has he? I guess he did start out in April with a relief appearance of 2 2/3 innings. So that was back before the Orioles were plagued with injury. He's lost 4 in a row as well. Okay, so here is the Orioles' defensive alignment. Again, pathetic in the outfield. No offense to Omar Moreno, who's pretty solid. And then with Eddie Murray, the Gold Glover, out of the ball game, Krenchicki moves over to first, and Len Cicada, solid defensive second baseman, gets a start today. Here's Eddie Miller leading off. Miller absolutely crushed it yesterday. 1 for 3 in stolen base attempts. Ooh, he strikes out on a pitch that was 6 inches outside. So yeah, great game for Miller. Next up is Rickey Henderson. Henderson had the day off yesterday. He was listed as tired, so he gets back in there today, hitting a ground ball to Krenchicki at first. And then Mickey Hatcher, who had the game-winning RBI with the sac fly, strikes out looking. So a 1-2-3 inning for McGregor. We go to the top of the second. Here's the bull, Greg Luzinski, batting .324 with 17 dongs. Flipping it to right for a base hit, falls in front of Bass. And Luzinski can't stretch that into a double. He's just too slow. Runner on first. Robin Yount does almost the exact same thing. This time Luzinski takes third. So back-to-back singles, nobody out for Ken Singleton. We'll give up a run for a double play opportunity. I guess we'll give up a run on a base hit as he's going to duck snort that one into left center. 3 straight singles, and it's 1-0 Baltimore. Again, slow as molasses with Singleton. So we're going to, again, try to we'll take a double play for another run. We've proven we can come back. And I got the whiskey handy right now. It's a little early. I mean, it's never too early, really. I'll do what I have to do. I'll make that sacrifice for the game. As Sakata pops up to the catcher, now I think we're going to pull the infield in against the catcher, Ray Smith. Smith did hit a home run in the first game of the series. A ground ball to short. The infield was drawn in, so he goes home with it, Wagner does, and gets the lead runner. Nicely done. So now I think we need to pull the outfield in case Krenchicki, who's a pretty damn good hitter in this simulation, we want to try to keep Singleton from scoring. His speed is pretty terrible. So if a ball drops in, we want to keep the score at 1. There we go. Ground ball to third, and we get out of it. So Rosie digs himself a hole, but the defense bails him out. We go to the bottom of the second inning. It's 1-0 Baltimore. Lance Parrish leading off. Slow roller to short. There's 1 out. Sweet Lou up next. Lou batting .301 versus lefties. Pretty solid considering he is a left-hander. And here is Big Hit Bass. We gave him a nickname yesterday, like Big Mouth Bass, right? But Big Hit Bass. He had a huge hit that gave the Tigers the tie. Oh, there's another big hit! He's gone fishing in right center field, tying the game up at 1, his 3rd home run on the season. You know, we set him down for Miller to give him some opportunity to play every day, and now he's come back, and he's been huge for us. Then Greg Brock strikes out. That's what you expect, lefty on lefty. So, Bass, solo shot, ties up the ball game at 1. We go to the top of the 3rd with Omar Moreno leading off. Moreno strikes out for the 2nd time. Two Ks for Rosie. I guess both are Moreno. And then Bannister takes strike 3 looking. This is very un-Rosie-like. Also, as Castino grabs at the second, yes, I did drink, a fair share of whiskey yesterday, but Comstock, I think he was the catalyst because he struck out the side in the 8th inning, and then we went and had that big 4-run 8th to tie it up. And I think that really changed the momentum in a way where I could have just kept pounding whiskey. It might not have made a difference. That's how good Comstock was yesterday. As Sularz grounds back to McGregor. There's 1 out. Mark Wagner up next in a bit of a slump. I mean, his average is down to 314. He couldn't keep up the 400 batting average all season. But he finds a way to contribute. So he grounds out to second, and then Miller hits a deep fly ball to center field, falling short of the warning track, 416 feet. That's about as far as that little guy can hit it. So we go to the top of the fourth inning. Here's the bull, Greg Luzinski, had a base hit first time up. Luzinski hits a ground ball to first. There's one down. Next up is Robin Yount. Yount 6 for 13 in his career against Dave Roseman. He's got 2 home runs as well. And he strikes out looking. 4 Ks for Rosie. 2 down now for Kenny Singleton, and Singleton will fly out to right. Okay, we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Henderson, Hatcher, and Parrish due up. Here's Rickey. Rickey sending a fly ball to center. 1 down. Mickey Hatcher up next. There we go with a base hit for Hatcher all the way to the wall. He has a double. Do we go for 3? It's a slow guy with a bad arm. We're good. It's only 1 out. And he is safe at third, so a triple for Mickey Hatcher. That was a little risky. His 3rd triple of the season. And Hatcher is number 3 overall now in batting average in the American League. Parrish, this is whoops, I didn't mean to do that. What I meant to do is hit the sac fly. All we need is a sac fly from Parrish anywhere in the outfield, maybe with the exception of center field. Oh, okay, well that'll get it done, I think. How deep is it? 281 feet. Hatcher tags up and scores. Good job by Big Wheel. It's 2-1 Detroit. So this, a little bit different than yesterday's game where manufacturing runs and Sweet Lou strikes out. Ouch. We go to the top of the 5th. 2-1 Detroit. Here's Len Cicada. Let's take a little bit longer look at Sakata. 21 games this season, batting .289. So this guy's basically been in a backup role. And yeah, he's from Honolulu, Hawaii. I feel like I'm going to get the stat wrong, but I believe he was the first Islander to actually play in the major leagues. I feel like that's true. But I guess I will look that up once the game's over. And we will post it in the comments below. Okay, so there's 1 out as Sakata hits a comebacker to Rosie. Ray Smith up next. We mentioned in one of the earlier games that Smith back in everyday catching duties after Butch Whitaker was traded to St. Louis. 2 down, and Wayne Krenchicki hitting a pop fly into foul ground on the first base side, and Brock makes the play. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. Here's Kevin Bass. Already has a dong on the day. And a base hit to go with it. Just past the glove of Robin Yount at short. And Bass had a stolen base yesterday as well. With a lefty on the mound, what is his percentage? 67%. It's probably not worth it. I'd like to hit and run here, but Brock is not a contact hitter, and it is lefty on lefty. So we're going to swing away. Oh, it doesn't matter. He got picked off. So after all that, all those props to Bass, he gets caught leaning at first. Brock hits a fly ball to center. 2 down. And then Sularz. Oh, there's a hit for Sularz. Good job. A base hit into right. Do we want to go for 2? No, we do. We don't want to do that. Now we could We could steal 63%. We're not going to do that, though. I guess we're going to swing away with Wagner here. Wagner's due. Actually, he has been struggling since he hit that home run, now that I think about it, as he flies out to left. I kind of want to look at him real quick and just see what his log looks like. Well, he went 0 for 4. He's 0 for today. So, batting .268 over his last 20 games. So I guess he's probably doing what he ought to be doing. That seems, even .268 seems above average. Let's take a look at the in-game stats. I guess we have to give it to Kevin Bass, 2 for 2 with the home run, even though he got picked at first. Rosie at 55 pitches as we start the 6th inning with Omar Moreno leading off. He goes oppo to left. Henderson makes the play. 1 down. Bannister up next with 1 out. Hits a comebacker to Rosie. A lot of ground balls from Rozema. He throws a lot of soft stuff. So a lot of soft contact as Castino pops it up right on the first base line. I don't know who caught it. Doesn't say. I'm going to assume the first baseman took control of that. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Tigers are up by 1. I'd like to get a couple more runs here, as Miller's going to dump it into right center field. There's a hit, and I think we're going to send... Oh, do we want to go for 2? No, not on Moreno. But we will attempt to steal second. Now, Miller had 3 attempts yesterday, was successful only once. So maybe he's coming back to a more reasonable percentage. Okay, there's a stolen base. We'll take it. So he's 15 out of 18 now, right in line with what he did in his last major league season, which was way back in '79. So fast Eddie Miller on second. We're going to let Rickey swing away here. Oh, wild pitch, moving Miller to third, and they're not going to bring the infield in. That is unusual. So, Miller will go on a ground ball. That ought to get him home. There we go. So an RBI ground ball to first by Henderson scores Miller. So little help there with the wild pitch. Gives the Tigers a 3-1 lead. Hatcher with 1 down. Hits a ground ball back to second. 2 outs for Lance Parrish. If Parrish walks, that is something he has not done a lot of this year. Big wheel on first, 2 down, and Whitaker strikes out again. 2 Ks for Lou in the number 5 spot. We go to the top of the 7th. I think we got to let Rosie go again. He's only thrown 60 pitches. This is Maddox-like at this point. Oh, look at that sidearm curve fooling the bull. Strikeout number 5. Rosie looking real good so far. There's a base hit back through the box as Yount singles to center. His second hit today. Kenny Singleton up next. 1 swing of the bat could tie it up, though. Ground ball to second. Whitaker flipping it to second, and a double play. 4-6-3. And Rosie gets out of a minor jam. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Here's Kevin Bass. 2 for 2 today. And he hits a rainbow to center. Moreno makes the catch. Greg Brock, 0 for 2 today. A grounder to short. He's only in there for the defense. 2 down for Sularz. Sularz has a hit. Is this another? Is that going to fall in? Oh, it's going to be a running catch from Moreno in center. And that'll do it. So we go to the top of the 8th inning. And Rosie, I think we got to stick with him. We have a couple lefties coming up, and that's where it gets a little dicey. But we'll see how he does here with Len Cicada. Sakata 0 for 2. Line drive to right. Sakata went down and got that one. Sent it to right field. Play is made by Bass. 1 down. Ray Smith up next. Ground ball to first. Okay, this is this is a perfect opportunity to let him pitch through this. And a ground ball base hit up the middle. Only the 5th hit. No walks yet. Do we want to guard the lines with a fast hitter? I'm going to say no. And he strikes him out for the 3rd time. Nicely done. 6 Ks for Rozema. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. This is exactly what we needed. We're giving the whole bullpen a rest today. Mark Wagner, 3-0 count, walks to lead off the bottom of the 8th inning. McGregor up to 88 pitches. We're just going to let Eddie Miller swing away. Miller, fly ball that carries to the outfield grass. Yount makes the catch. 1 down, Wagner on first for Rickey Henderson. And a line drive to second. Wagner gets back. Good heads-up play by Wagner. Henderson 0 for 4 now. Oh, and a ground ball by Hatcher that gets past the 3rd baseman. Castino does not miss too many of those slow rollers, but they manages to find a hole. And it's 1st and 3rd, Hatcher's 2nd hit today. And an opportunity here for Big Wheel to put the game out of reach. Nope, ground ball to first. So I think Rosie has, I could just bring in a righty closer, Weaver, and this game would be over, right? You'd think. But Rozema's been in such control, I think we have to let him try to get a complete game. He's at 95 pitches. Bannister pops it up to start off the 9th. Whitaker makes the catch. I was expecting a error to generate something. And then Castino strikes out for the 7th K for Rozema. That's a season high. He's at the century mark in pitches, and all that's left is Greg Luzinski. Rosie's going after him. 1-2 count and a ground ball to first. Brock steps on the bag. A complete game for Rozema. Tigers win 3-1. What a game. Are there any trade offers? No. Let's take a look at the standings. How is that not a top story that Rosie throws a complete game? Tigers are now 62-38. That's 24 games above 500. I could do some math. Baltimore is 12.5 games back now. New York is holding steady at 4 games back. So, it's kind of amazing that the races are pretty much over in 3 divisions. Now Philadelphia is in the lead. Oh, no, it's a tie with Philadelphia and St. Louis. Chicago 3.5 back. New York and Montreal hovering around 500. Let's take a look at the transactions. Pedro Guerrero signs a 5-year extension with the Dodgers. He's only got 5 home runs this year. What is going on in L.A.? Did they move the fences back? He will be their starting 3rd baseman until, well, it doesn't even show it on here. Another 5 years, so I guess we're thinking 87, right? And then Ron Guidry, you hate to see Gator get injured, to be honest, but that is going to end his season at 12-8 for the Yankees, and we need to see what their pitching rotation is going to look like now. Let's take a look at New York real quick and see who they have in their rotation. Okay. So they're bringing up Bob Tewksbury, rated a 90 out of 97. Has he ever pitched in the majors? No, he's only coming up from Double-A. Bob Tewksbury doesn't walk anyone, folks. Look at this. This is real. 2 walks, 86 strikeouts, and that's egregious. But for the most part, his control's a 99. He is one of the best control pitchers of that era. I remember that well about him, and I'm really anxious to see what he does in the majors. But that will end the season for Ron Guidry, and that only means good things for us, as we're trying to eliminate them as contenders anyway. Okay, let's pull up the box score and get out of here. Man, I think we have to give the player of the game to Dave Rozema, going the full 9 innings, getting the complete game, and keeping our win streak alive at 4. Kevin Bassett, the home run. He deserves some flowers. He did get caught stealing. He got picked off, but that's okay. Eddie Miller got a stolen base. Mickey Hatcher got his 3rd trip of the season. And Dave Rozema goes to 11-4. 5 hits, no walks, 7 Ks, season high, I believe. 104 pitches, very efficient. Although, McGregor didn't have to pitch the bottom of the inning, but bottom half of the inning. So he only threw 98 pitches. So he was pretty solid too. Okay, that's going to do it for today. We're going to come back tomorrow with Dan Petrie on the mound. I'm looking forward to that. Until then, everyone, have a great night.